Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Danger, whatever y'all call me. It's a beautiful day today. Yesterday we had such a beautiful day here in Charlotte. I think we hit 81. Yeah, it was nice, y'all. That's the beauty about Charlotte. Our winter months are very, very short. We only get about 2 months of cold weather. And after that, it's on and popping. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love Charlotte, because I hate a whole bunch of clothes. I just don't like a whole bunch of clothes. You know what I mean? And as I've gotten older, I feel like it's too much work getting ready to go out. When it's warm, you can just throw on a dress, some shorts, a tee, and keep it moving. In the wintertime, you gotta find boots and socks, and I hate socks. I told you that. You gotta find all this stuff to put on to go outside. Nah, this is not for me. I like the t-shirt, shorts, dress, and some flip-flops or sandals and hit the streets. That's what I like. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love Charlotte. It don't get too hot until the summertime come. That'll be in another, even though the calendar won't say it's summer, but beginning of May, we'll be like summer here, in the pools and all that stuff. Yeah. Today, guys, I want to talk about spanking your children. I was on TikTok, and a lady was doing a tarot reading, and her kids start acting up while she was doing the tarot reading. Granted, we know these people got to make money, and, they got to discipline their children, But a lot of people don't know that the law doesn't state that you can't discipline them, so we're going against what the law says, okay? It's just that you can't do it with a weapon, okay? So, a lot of people used to wonder, I guess, why I used to square up with my 16, 17-year-old, because I can't pull a weapon on him. I have to physically fight him with my hands. And a 16, 17-year-old ain't gonna stand there and let you hit him, so it turns into a fight. Okay. And this is why I tell people, when they got these teenagers coming up, work out. You think we only work out this to be fit and look good? No, we work out to be strong enough to handle these children, because they will overpower you eventually as they get older. I have my daughter right now, okay, is pushing 190, okay, weight size. She's 12. She'll be 13. I still got 5 more years with her. 5. And she's growing every single day. So with that being said, if I have to spank her and she square up, if I'm not strong enough, guess what? She's going to overpower me. So now when I go back to the gym, now that I know that she's pushing 190, I'm going to have to be able to bench 190. Okay? And it's just the facts. Okay? But with that being said, people, the reason why they don't like us hitting our children with belts, I know back in the day, a lot of us were raised where our parents beat us with a belt or a switch or whatever the case may be. It leaves marks on the kids. It also can break the skin. Once the skin is broken, that becomes an assault, okay? So I just want to throw that out there to those that don't know, especially my people here in Charlotte. Not on my watch. My people will not go to jail because they did not know they couldn't beat their children with a belt. Use your hand. Use your hand. It's simple. When they little, you turn them around, spank their little hiney. That's the way it works. you know, pop their little hands. Yeah, these kids, they need to be popped sometimes because they don't listen. These kids are coming out grown, telling you what to do. And I get it. I get it. I have a little one in my community. She be telling her parents, no, nah, she going off. And I'm like, look at this little thing. I'm going to have to turn her around and spank her hiney. What can you say? Because if she don't do it now, when she get older, she won't have no respect for them. Okay? And that's just the facts. I used to try to tell my daughter's father, he put me through a lot over my child, him and his brother, trying to raise my child. That's what karma is terrible, and I try to tell people, watch what you do because it can come right back to you, and the discipline of a child comes back too fast, I'm going to tell y'all this story real quick, I used to always, tell my daughter she was very mischievous when she was young. She cut off her hair with the clippers. She would just be getting into stuff, and she got to get popped, okay? But her father will always be, don't hit my child, don't hit my daughter. And I'm looking at him like he's crazy, but I said, okay, I don't want to fight with him, because that's goes into domestic violence. So I will stay humble, okay? And I say, okay, well, you're the man and you're running this household, so you're asking me not to hit her when she act up. So when she act up, I'm bringing her to you, okay? That's the way it works, because the way I was brought up, you get a spanking if you do something that's really, really bad. My son, I think I had to spank him one time. And I spanked him with my hand on his hiney. My hand was burning. Ooh. But I had to spank him because he did something that could have cost him his life. Okay? So he needed to be disciplined as a child. Never had to spank him again after that. Every child is different. Now, my other one, he got a spanking almost every day. Almost every single day he got a spanking because he was doing something. His mind was always telling him to do something that was out of whack. So he got a spanking every day up until a week of his 18th birthday. Okay? That's how far some kids will take it. Because they just don't want to listen. Now, y'all notice I said a week before his 18th birthday, okay? I had to fight this kid, okay, and spank this kid, okay? This is one of the reasons why mothers should work out, okay? We don't have time to be soaking in our sorrows because we are being overworked and this and that. We don't have time for that, okay? Sitting in the bed, eating ourselves to death because the kids ain't listening and ain't no time for that. Get yourself up, work out, keep your mind clear so you know what to do when it comes to your children in your household. Okay? And that's just what it is. And, we cry out for help to others, and sometimes it takes for another parent to step in and talk to the child for the child to act right. That's why we form communities. And as they call it, a village, to help other parents that's becoming overwhelmed with what children are doing. But we do not use a weapon unless, I was told by a cop, okay, because my son was getting older, more powerful, And when I addressed him, if he decided to start destruction or and being that I had another minor in the house, I have to protect that minor as well. If he started destruction or major harm, I had the right to pick up a weapon to protect myself. Okay? But when they're little, and I mean up until like age, I would say 12, 13, and they may have to revise some of that because these kids is like really crazy today. You hit them with your hand. You spank them with your hand. And by the time a child is 14, 13, 14, 15, you should be able to talk to that child. But some of these kids, you just can't talk to. You know, because they'll run up on you and be doing stuff to you. And, you know, everybody's got it confused. They think that, oh, if I protect myself from this child, I'm going to go to jail. No, you're not, because you still have rights to protect yourself. I just want to throw that out there. But you have to determine by that point what type of child you're dealing with. But when you're dealing with little ones, you do not need a belt. Use your hand. If you're weak, go to the gym. And that's just what it is. I would never address a parent beating their kid in the street, because they use their hand. But when you get behind closed doors, you know, some people, they use a belt. Sometimes I even intervene when I see parents going through with their kids, you know. I'll run up on the kid. Hey, what you doing? What are you doing? Why you giving mommy a hard time? And the mother, sometimes they be looking at me like, thank you, Jesus. You know, and I just look at them, you know, either nod my head or give them a little wink. I got you. Why you doing this? You embarrassing mommy. Stop. And they'll look at me and they stop. Sometimes you just need that other person to say something. You know, instead of walking past talking about me, help me out. You know, like, that's what people do. Ooh, that couldn't be me. And my child wouldn't be doing that to me. You know, why are you talking about her? Help her. You don't know what she's going through at home. You don't know how many kids she got to attend to. Help her out. You know, that's the way it works. They may not live in your physical community, but if they're shopping in the same supermarket that you're in, they live somewhere in that area. So as a parent that looks at a village, even in these stores here in my village, I'm still going to address it. I call my village the East Side. This whole thing is my village, because if I see a child out there doing something that's unwhack, I'm going to talk to them. If I see a child out there that's hungry, I'm going to feed them. And that's just what it is. You know, some people don't even allow their children to go outside because they don't want their kids to get into trouble. Because they don't want to be part of fights with other parents and different things like that. And I get it. Not everybody is born to be a warrior. But the moment that you gave birth to a child makes you a warrior. And you have to step your game up, even if it takes working out every day. That's just what it is. Why you think the military work out? That's what they do. Sun up to sundown, they working out. Because they got to stay strong. You got to stay strong. And that's what it's all about. Staying strong enough, mentally and physically, to complete a task. And that means raising your children for 18 years. I know it's a long time, people. God gave us a long time to raise these kids. I'm not going to say God, the government. Because I guess they felt, at a certain age, they just wouldn't be able to take care of themselves. Their minds are not strong enough, so they give them to 18. And then 21, and now 24. They keep pushing the time limit back because these kids just ain't ready. When they don't be ready until they're about 25, and you be like, looking at something like your mind is still a kid. You weren't ready. My son, not my oldest, the other one, he said, Mom, this stuff is hard. And he got kids. He just had his third one. He said, this stuff is hard. He said, I'm still young. And I laughed. I had to laugh because it was like, see the burdens you put on yourself very young? If you know what I've been trying to tell you, you wouldn't have done it. You would have been running from it. The stuff that you put on me, is exactly what your kids gonna put on you, if not worse. I had his son for a good while. He used to tell me I used to spoil him. And I was like, no, I don't. I don't spoil him. But when I say do something, he's going to do it. And I don't have to spank him. I don't have to yell at him. He's going to do it. It's not that he's spoiled. Parenting is a consistent thing all day long. When you have children, you have to pay attention to that child from the time that child wake up to the time you lay that child down to bed. And you still got to pay attention, because if they wake up in the middle of the night sick, you are responsible for that child. So you may have to get up at 3 a.m, taking temperatures and giving medicine and ice baths and whatever you might need to do as a parent to make sure a child feels better, because it's your responsibility. You are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. You're on call every single day. Every day. I used to want another baby. Because one thing I could say about my daughter's father, when he was in-house, he was a good father. To an extent, he had his ways about the way you chastise your child. But when it came to like changing the diapers and giving the child a bath and even feeding the child, he was great at that. Until they got a certain age and he had to physically cook a whole meal to please the child. Then it became an issue. He'd rather buy outside food than go in the kitchen and cook a whole meal. But when they're little, he's pretty okay. He's that one that will get the baby food and sit down and feed it and play with it and stuff like that. But not every father is like that, you know. So that's why I don't want any more children. That now that me and him is not together, because I know I won't have the proper help. That I might not get the same help, you know. With another man. You know, so that's why I don't even want no kids no more. I'm not doing that. I am not being on call 24/7, 365 days of the year by myself. I don't think so. Not me. Been there, done that. But yeah, we can't as parents use weapons, and that's just what it is. You know, and like I said, when they get to a certain age, they be wanting to square up. So you got to be ready to square up too. All that being timid with your kids, you can't do that. You just can't. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Because, you know, this is one of the biggest problems in the world today. We are not sharing the proper information to help each other. You know, and then they get caught up in situations, and then they said, well, nobody told me. Now they're sitting down at ACS and fighting for their kids to get them back. You know, I laugh at that. It's a post that they have. What's that post? The parent says to the kid acting up, and the parent like, okay, look, I'm not feeling like this today, but I'm gonna tear you up. But then if I tear you up, you're going to go in Child Protective Services for 30 days, and I'm going to be in jail for 30 days. Okay, let me think about this for a moment. And then they choose the 30 days of going to jail and whooping the child's tail, okay? Reason being is because they're tired. They are tired, and you get it. But you're not going to go to jail for 30 days for squaring up with your kid, because these kids square up with you. All you got to do is make sure you document it. You do everything you're supposed to do as a parent. The child start wanting to fight you, take them to counseling. Put it on record. Let the counselors know. Listen, this child is squaring up with me, trying to fight me. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you'll be able to get through to him. But if you don't, I will. It's on record that this is not a new thing. This has been an ongoing thing where this child has been trying to fight me when I'm trying to tell this child to do something that they're supposed to do, but yet and still come and tell me I better buy them $200-$300 shoes. School records are bad, you know. They telling me what to do, and I'm the parent. Put it all on record. Make some witnesses. That's the way it works. People always say, Jackie, you get on Facebook or TikTok and tell what your kid's doing. Yeah, I'm making some records. Because if I can't get to the counseling office or the school to tell them what my child is doing, I'll do it on Facebook. This has been an ongoing thing. Look, if she was overwhelmed, you're damn right, and I had to protect myself. Make the records. Oh, I know some of y'all don't like to tell y'all business that your child is acting up, but that might be what you need to do in order to get the help that you need. See, that's one of the problems. Everybody's so private. How are you so private and we all going through the same thing? We all got the same life. We living, trying to survive, breathing the same air, struggling doing that because of what's going on up there in the universe. We all going through the same thing, working like Hebrew slaves, running a rat race. How is it your life is so private and different from everybody else's? And I've proved it several times. I've got on TikTok, made videos about my life, what's going on. And I get all these people on there. Of course, you're going to have those that, they really don't know nothing about life, so they're going to judge you. You're always going to have some of those. But then you have those that is going to be real and be like, I'm going through that too. But this is what I did. It's called community group. So we can get advice on how to help ourselves and help others. And some of them like it. They like the story time. Like, they hate when I get on there and do music and all that. Like, Charlotte may like to see me do like the dancing and the little acting skits or whatever the case may be. But when they put me on a For You page, it's because then people like to hear them stories. Because some people want to gain information on what's going on out in the real world. People be wanting to know, okay, well, what was the outcome? Because I'm going through that right now. I need to know. This is why a lot of them say, hey, we need story time. Story time, we want to know. And we encourage people every day to give us story time. It's not that, you're making the wrong decisions. Living life does have an instruction booklet to life, which is the Bible. But the world is so different from what is in the Bible. It's hard for people to understand how we should live life. Just like I told a person I was a Christian, right? And which I am. I've always been. Since a child. Born into it. Okay? Yes, granted, we want to do things all the right way. But it's not always feasible. And I'm going to tell y'all a quick little story. And this is taking it off course a little bit, but I just want to throw this out here. Something that happened to me. I had a baby, which was my firstborn. Me and her father was engaged to be married. I was 16. I was 16 years old. His mother went down to Manhattan and signed the paperwork for us to get married because we messed up and got me pregnant. Okay? That's the way it's supposed to be done. Via Christians. Okay? He turned around and started doing some other stuff. And I said, I'm not marrying this man. He must be crazy. I said about 6 months after my daughter was born, our relationship was over. If we would have got married, and he was dealing with a lot of issues, if we would have got married, I would have been stuck with that. So you learn from your mistakes. And I was only 16. I was just trying to learn how to be a teenager myself. And then running a household, taking care of a child. That was just a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. Then, as time went on, I met another man and I got married. not physical, mentally abused me so bad that I couldn't sleep at night. I used to have my right eye open. Literally, people. This is the God honest truth. My right eye open, watching his every step when I went to sleep at night. As soon as he stepped foot in my home from work, because he became a truck driver, I got an instant headache. Instant. Okay? So it's just certain things that you know not to do. God doesn't teach us stuff for us to keep repeating the cycle. Every man you marry and you decide you want to be with them, you go ahead and get married. It's not easy to get out of marriages. God never changed the way he loved me because I decided to see if I can live with a man first before I marry him. God continued to love me. And I continue to love God. So what I'm saying is don't always listen to what people are telling you about, okay, we're going back to Bible times, but we're Christians, so you got to be married before you really live with this person, and y'all got to spend time together on an everyday basis, okay, to know how each other live, because so many families were brought up broken, okay? You don't know what you're bringing into your life, and then once you're married to that person, you're stuck with them. And that's what people get confused. This world is not exactly what that Bible says. I would say you have 50% of true devils in the world, and not because they wanted to be devils. They was raised to be devils. And then you're going to bring that into your household. Okay? Just like with my ex. He don't believe in spanking his children. But he don't know on my side of the family, my children ain't gonna take no crap. So if you don't spank them and little and teach them to respect you, now you got a beast on your hand. So you see how you're mixing the two? And then he's a beast. Okay, he's the type of person you ain't gonna just do whatever. So she got it on both sides. These are the things you gotta look at. When you are having babies, when you're getting married. You know, I was talking to a friend. I said to my friend, we was talking about being in a relationship. And I let him know. I said, well, I'm the type of person, I do what I'm supposed to do. I may lack some time because I have so much to do, and that's just, common sense. When you working, trying to make money and doing all kind of stuff, it's hard to keep the house clean. It's hard to always wash the clothes, cook dinner, But for the most part, I had tried to master that, Even when I was doing my music and working, my ex never had to worry about dinner. I would always come to him and say, what do you want for dinner? Always put my family first. Put it like that. Whatever's going on in my family and that person is a part of my family, you're going to be taken care of first. Everything else becomes secondary. If I know I got to go to work, I'm going to prep some dinner, cook some dinner. You eat the leftovers so I get back. That's the type of person that I am. That's the way I was raised. Family first. So I said to this, my new friend, I said, you don't have much to worry about me. Only thing is, I shop at Amazon a lot. And I didn't realize that was such a big problem until I started, driving the prime truck for Amazon because Amazon, I mean, we know that Amazon is taking over the world. Okay, we know that. But we didn't know that it affects homes. Okay, and I didn't learn that until I drove the prime truck and delivered these packages to people. I would have wives waiting for me to pull up. Like, oh, I'm glad you're here, trying to get these packages before my husband come home. I even had a man that was sitting in his driveway waiting for me to pull up because he wanted to grab the package before he go in the house, and so his wife wouldn't see. It's what he said to me that made me realize how bad it really is, this shopping thing with Amazon. He said, what he said to me was, oh, I'm glad you got here. My wife, she's in the room, and, I spent money I wasn't supposed to spend, but, I wanted to get this, and, that's the other thing. They tell you all the business, too. You're a counselor out there, too. It's crazy. They don't know what these prime drivers go through for real, and, but I needed it, and I had to get it, and I'm glad you came. I'm going to put the package in the truck, and she won't know. She won't know. I'm glad I met you here. Right? So I'm laughing, and that's the good thing about the prime. They know when you're about to pull up. So, they can meet you just in case they did something they ain't got no business. But what have bothered me is these people spending their bill money and hurting themselves because they're shopping. That's the question, I pulled up to trailers, and I've pulled up to multi-million-dollar mansions, with packages. Houses on a hill, true hill, okay, where the truck can't even go up the hill. Okay, so I've pulled up to a little bit of everything, apartment complexes, everywhere. You get to see all walks of life when you're driving a prime truck because everybody shops Amazon. But my worry was how many fights was inside behind them closed doors because these people are shopping Amazon every single day. So I had told my little friend, I said, you don't have to worry about me. All the thing you have to worry about is me shopping Amazon, and because I do everything I'm supposed to do. But, sometimes I see some things on Amazon, I got to have it, but I'm going to make sure my bills is paid first. You will never have to worry about, coming to me saying, why is the lights out? You didn't pay the bill. You don't have to worry about that with me because I like my lights. I pay my bills, But if there was money that I was supposed to be trying to save, and I see something and I'm like, oh, I really need this, like now, I may take half of that savings money and go ahead and spend it. I showed them I had Amazon shopping list. A lot of us do it. We need so and so. Put it in the cart. So when we get finished saving up a lump sum to spend with Amazon, or we know we're about to get some money, like put it in the cart, and we look through our cart, see what's really needed. Like take that out because we ain't got enough of that. But save that for later. Okay, but we really need this, get that, and that's how we do. It's the American way now. You know what I mean? Before it was the American way, so where, we go run into Walmart, we run to wherever. I mean, I still do that too, but for the most part, Amazon has majority of the stuff that's cheaper. Sometimes they don't, and I experienced this the other day. I had wanted a flower pot, and I was too lazy to go back to the store. So, of course, I sat down, 10 minutes, looked on Amazon for a flower pot, and I was like, okay, go flower pot right here. So I ordered it. And then I went outside the next morning, went into the store, and saw flower pots 3 times cheaper. I was like, oh no. I said, I got to get a refund. That's the beauty of Amazon too. They're sending your money back. Sometimes you could have it put on a gift card where because you're an Amazon shopper, you're going to shop again anyway, so you can either put it on the gift card or they'll put it back on your card, so cancel the order as long as they ain't delivered yet. And even if they deliver, you can take it back as long as it's not damage anything or, send it back. They give you your money back. That's the beauty of Amazon. The beauty of most big retail tailors. You're not going to find everything on there cheaper, but for the most part you will. But the point that I'm trying to get at is we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We could have a woman sitting in the house all day with her kids. Her husband gives her a certain allowance to pay the bills, and she sees some things on Amazon knowing that she needed for the kids, and she may just go ahead and order it and don't have enough money for the bills. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. The same with children that need discipline. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors until they show us. Just like the lady showed us that, she had a belt for her kids. Even though when she put the belt on her lap, the kids stopped acting up. But if that's what you're showing them now, what is going to happen when they get of age to where they say, you're not going to hit me with that belt? I'm going to hit you back. What are you going to do? So don't create something that you don't want, how can I put it? You don't want to come back at you later on. And that's just the way I'm putting it. If you don't want it to, and like I said, life and parenting doesn't come with an instruction booklet. Granted, they do have parenting classes. Every state has parenting classes. And you can take the classes. You don't have to be part of ACA, Child Protective Welfare cases to go take a parenting class. You could just go and take a parenting class and teach you everything you're supposed to do for a child. And see, that's my problem. My problems, because I've been to several parenting classes. One, because I had a child with ADHD. He was very overwhelming. I used to have to get respite care just to get a break because I didn't have much family to help me, so I had to depend on the organizations in the community to help me, and they were there to help me, so I had to learn different laws and rules, and shout out to New York, and shout out to Maryland, they gave me respite care there, and I'm so thankful. I was thinking about becoming a respite care worker where I can help these parents with their kids. I had met a juvenile court system. He was a juvenile court system worker, but on his spare time, he did respite care, and he thought that would be a good fit for me, and I think he's right, because it's not full-time. You're just taking that child for a day or two, and you're spending time with that child, the time that that parent can't spend, or if that parent is overwhelmed, and can't give that child that extra love, you are taking time out to give that time to that child, so the parent won't feel like it's just too much for them. And it gives the kid and the parent space. Okay? It gives them space. So they can do them for a few hours. If they want to just take a bath and read a book, or if they want to go somewhere for a few hours, because some parents don't have anybody, and then the child becomes rebellious. We talked about that on B. McFly's live about the children becoming rebellious. However, there is programs out there, and I want to throw that out there. If you're becoming overwhelmed with your children before you have to physically abuse them, get the respite care, get help as needed. Because it's out there. Like I said, I've never experienced it here in Charlotte, but Maryland, New York definitely have it. And Charlotte has it as well. I just never used it in Charlotte. But they have it. And I'm thinking, once I get myself situated, finish school, get myself situated, I might even do it just to give a parent time for herself, or himself, or both parents. Who knows what's going on? Just to give them a moment for themselves. So they are able to live. Because being a parent, it's hard. It's so difficult. You are dedicated, literally, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year for 18 years. That's a long time. Because even when, like my daughter right now, she's 13, she can take care of herself to an extent. Okay, I still got to be there as a parent. I still got to watch what she does. I still got to know where she goes. I still got to know who she lets in the house. So it eases up a little bit, but not that much. Parenting is hard. I'm not telling everybody to become stable, sterile, and don't have no kids. But you need two parents. One parent can't take care of all these kids by themselves. It drives them crazy. It's like we had a lady, she was cooking dinner. It was 8 o'clock at night, trying to feed her kids. She's on a podcast, and she was just venting. I had to tell her she's just venting. Let her vent. Let her vent. She needs this right now because we don't know what she's feeling inside. She needs to release it. And then it becomes to a point where we don't even understand what's going on in life. We don't understand the emotions in our bodies. And then we snap. Then people want to say you're crazy. No, you're not crazy. You're just overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed. And a lot of people wasn't taught about God, so they're not reading the Bible for assistance. They're not praying for assistance. See, God helped me work this thing out. Between the government and their laws and God, I was able to work this thing out. And not become so overwhelmed that I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I got to be on some type of drugs or, to relax me. In order for me to, I do it the natural way. That's why I try to tell people, like, even with the Diamond Way, yeah, it helps my allergies. It also helps my body. But more so, it helps my brain. Keep my brain calm and able to relax, to help myself and be able to think. And that's what people, they forget that if our brains is not right, you can't do anything else. If you can't relax, your body won't relax. Like right now, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I've been running nonstop. I was sick on Sunday. I didn't go to work. I was feeling terrible. I think I was just tired because I got myself up and at it by the end of the day. But then, again, being a mother, I'm used to being sick and getting myself up and at it. Because you have no other choice. So your body, you know when your body's ready to go again, or you just can't do it, But here it is again. I've been running all week, doing things for my child, doing things for myself. And that time that I took out for myself, I've missed so much. That's why people say, oh, why you don't do this? I be having so much to do, and if I take the time out for myself, I can't get this other stuff done. So we get it. I get it. Because I'm a parent too. So I know what us parents go through. We're trying to make money, trying to deal with the kids, trying to make sure everything in the household is straight. We trying to do self-care as well. It's not easy. It's not easy. This is why we have to live a, what's the word that I'm looking for? I forgot the word, but a scheduled lifestyle, meaning we do everything on a schedule. I had to tell a friend of mine, I'm in bed by 10, okay? Because I got to get up in the morning, and I be having so much to do from the time that my eyes open up until the time I close them again. So if you're the type of person that got so much free time that you can be up all night running the streets doing this, we not fit to be together or be around each other because I'll be having too much to do. My life is tight. And the quiet is kept. I don't even have enough hours in a day to do everything that I'm supposed to do and still get my rest. But if I don't get my rest, then I'm not going to function properly to get the stuff done that I need. And that's going to set me back because now I'm sick. I got to sit up in the hospital. No, that's going to take more time out. So I have to get my rest. I'm in bed by 10 p.m. The weekend, maybe 12, 1 or 2. I call the weekend party time. That's the way, when I was living in New York, we'd be up all night. When I moved to Maryland, they showed me how to do it. And I said, I like this. I ain't tired. I can get some things done. I ain't slept all day. I like this. Shout out to Maryland. I love you guys. I said, they showing me how to do this thing. Okay. And I got a pocket full of money. Because, I was working, making good money. They said, what we do is we work hard and we play harder. I said, that's how it go? Okay. So Monday through Thursday, we in the house, everything quiet, people sleep, everybody ate their dinner, walk the dogs, walk the kids. They got some little extra work to do in the house, they do it, go to bed. Up bright and early in the morning again, ready to do it again. Friday come, it's party time. Now it's time for us to play hard. All the bills paid. They showed me how to do that thing. So shout out to Maryland. I love you guys. I'm glad y'all showed me that way because New York had me all confused. And we're going to try to get these people here in Charlotte on the same run so they can stop being so tired and be out here driving all crazy because they sleepy and you can see it in their face like you need to rest. There ain't none of that. No, what do you mean no sleeping? You must sleep. When you don't sleep, you cut your lifespan in half because your organs need to rest. They get tired of going full blast all day, every day, going. Eventually they shut down and you be the one that wind up in the hospital. And it's just the facts. I'm thankful for the things I was taught. See, I like to be taught by people that's better than me. Okay, and when I moved to Maryland, Maryland's the richest state. They lost that title last year, or 2 years ago, to Washington. But the same people, they just moving back and forth from state to state. That's all they're doing. But anyway, Because Washington had built some beautiful homes, so some of the people from Maryland was moving to Washington, and I guess they'll move back to Maryland. So now Maryland's back on the top, number one, as the richest state. I wanted to learn how the rich people do it. They rest. That bullshit, excuse my language, that mess about, you can't get rich while you're sleeping, that's a lie. I know for a fact. Because the rich people I know in Maryland, they sleep. So, they proved it to me. Don't listen to them people. I know I don't look rich, but you see this warehouse right here? That's my building. Oh, you see this lot with all these trucks? That's mine. So they proved it to me. It ain't had to be hearsay. They proved it to me. See this store over here? Yeah, that's me. Matter of fact, I got about 3. Where you live? Oh, that's all you want to see the skylight of my house? The sky view of my house? Well, damn. Is that a pool over there in the corner? Yeah. Matter of fact, I got to go home and clean that. And they looking all stressed out because they got to clean the pool. Or looking for somebody to clean the pool. Is that 5 garages? Wow. Okay. Those people I want to be around. Y'all the ones that I want to learn from. And he taught me. And people say, they always trying to bring up my past life. Well, I have a new life. Once you've learned something, you don't go back to that old stuff. They keep trying to get back the old me. You can't get that old me back because I know something different now. Because I've been running with the rich. So I know a little bit, because they spank their kids. Oh, best to believe it. ACS would never pull up to their homes. Don't believe that. The white people put, get in the corner, Tommy. Don't believe that. They spank their kids too. I got this beautiful home for you. You got a car to drive. You got all these clothes. And you going to say what? Difference with them is they go get a drink. And get their body numb. Now let's get it. Anybody got time for nonsense when you're trying to live a peaceful life? We all know we got to work. The Bible tells us so. Because they worked from sun up to sundown. But when it was time to rest, they had to rest. And if more people would read the Bible, they will understand how this thing is done. But they're so afraid of being happy. They're so afraid of being happy. It kills me. I just don't understand. Why these people are so afraid to be happy. They don't even know what happiness really is until they experience it. But then they don't want to allow themselves to be happy or accept change. A person that told me long time ago, how do you accept change? Well, I was forced to accept change due to my lifestyle, due to what happened in my life as a child. I was forced to accept change. So I'm one that's always open for change. Trying a new way, it becomes a challenge for me. Where some people just don't want to accept it. Now, if I know that change is going to hurt me because I experienced it already, then yeah, we have a problem. But for the most part, I don't have a problem accepting change. That's why I'm able to go to any state, any place, and join in with the people there and accept their way of living. But still knowing that a certain way of living is not the proper way. And it might need to be changed. That's the difference. Because I've experienced it. I've lived in 4 different states. New York State, Maryland State, North Carolina State, and Florida State. Those are the 4 states that I'm a resident of. Been a resident for many, many years. I started out in New York State. I moved to Florida State. I've been a resident of Florida State since I was 18. Moved back to New York, of course. That's my home state. And then moved to Maryland and then North Carolina. You learn in different ways. Like up here in North Carolina, we drink Gatorade to keep our electrolytes from the heat. You go down to Florida, they drink Pedialyte. They drink the Pedialyte packets, we drink the Gatorade packets. So every state is different. However, the laws for most states are the same. Just on certain things. Well, this is Jacqueline, Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Deja, Jackie, whatever y'all call me. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Everyone have a wonderful weekend.